Hey, thanks for joining me for another episode. Credit Christy here with you. And I just finished this book, Leadership Secrets of the Rogue Warrior. And this author, very incredible man, he fought in Vietnam War. He's a Navy SEAL, and he led the SEAL Team 6 years ago. Just an amazing, incredible person. And he shares leadership secrets from the war as a leader there and a commander, and also in the business world. So it's probably from the 80s, but somebody had recommended that on something I was part of, and I got the book, and I'm glad that I read it. But one of the questions that he poses at the very end is, what is your ultimate goal? And we have to have extreme clarity on what that looks like. And I know it wasn't until very recently that I even had an ultimate goal. I just kind of went through life, right? And until we discover what our ultimate why or our ultimate goal is, it could feel like we're just kind of going through the actions and getting through another day, but life can be so much more rewarding than this. And so I want you to create your ultimate goal if you haven't already. So one of the things he says is you have to be crystal stinking clear on what that looks like. And so without clarity, it's hard to implement those actions to get you to accomplishing your goal. And if you have a team alongside with you, whether it's your family or people that work for your business or colleagues around you or just your friends cheering you on towards that goal, if you're not clear or have clarity on that, how can they help support you? So let's get really, really, really clear on what your ultimate goal is. So for me, I know that my toughness, my motivation, and my actions have to be so much stronger and overcome my weaknesses, my complacency, and let's face it, my laziness. So sometimes it's just so easy to say, yeah, I'll get to it, or yeah, that sounds good, or someday I will, without ever creating a plan or getting into action about that. And then before you know it, you wake up and you're 65 and you're like, wow, I had all of these dreams and all of these goals and all of these things I wanted to accomplish and enjoy in my life. And now I'm getting a little older, or my body hurts, or I don't have the money prepared, or I have to still work, so I can't go do those things that I dreamt as a younger person I would be able to accomplish. So let's get away from that and start from where you're at right now and find out what is your ultimate goal. So if you don't have an ultimate goal written down, first and foremost, write that baby down. I am a big fan of visuals. I create visual boards. Vision boards are really important. I think if you actually go through that work of putting it, pen to paper or however you create your goals, give you something to think about, whether it's in writing, whether it's a vision board, whether it's a screenshot on your phone that you see every single time you go and view your phone. It needs to just be a constant reminder of what your ultimate end goal looks like. So put some things around you visually that you can focus on to start helping your subconscious get that into action and get that created. And now we've got to create a plan. So what does that look like? Does it take money? Does it take a team? Does it take some kind of resources that you just don't have in your life yet, like a certification in a certain field for education? Does it require a certain degree? If you really want to be something that requires that education, you've got to get into action now, because let's face it, education takes time, it takes money, and it takes a tremendous amount of energy. I know all of those hours I poured into school, and I'm getting ready to endeavor on that again myself. So start getting into action on what that looks like. It is not a lack of resources. It is a lack of resourcefulness. So get people involved around you and get them in with you on what your ultimate goal looks like. Not only will you have a little bit of accountability there and people wishing you well, but you might have people that want to contribute towards the success of your ultimate goal. So somebody might know somebody that can help you along with that. Somebody might be able to help you financially towards that goal, or point you to the finances that you need. Somebody might say, hey, if you do this and not do that, it might be able to get you there faster. Somebody might be able to fast track it just through an introduction with somebody and get you into working for a particular company, and now all of a sudden you're getting that experience that it requires. Maybe it's a matter of starting your business and somebody says, hey, my friend works at so-and-so, and can help make those introductions and get those connections going for you. But get people involved. This is not an I sport in life. It takes all of us around us. It takes a community. It takes a village. So get the people around you involved and excited about what you're up to. I know I shared what I'm up to with all of my friends, and it was overwhelming, the support that I got when I said, guys, this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to present, and this is where I want to go with it. It's just overwhelming, the support that you'll get if you just share from your heart what your ultimate goal is. So in order to get there, you've got to have not only this written plan, but you guys, it has to be simplistic. If it is complicated and convoluted and requires way more than what you are willing to put in, or where you think you're going to get a couple steps in and get bored with it, or off track, or frustrated because it's not easy, things that you want in your life, you'll probably have to fight hard for. I know the biggest milestones that I've ever accomplished so far in my life, they were scary, it cost money, and it created a lot of planning, right? So I'm thinking about when I went to graduate school, I'm thinking about when I got married, I'm thinking about when I had a career change, and I'm thinking about when I launched Credit Christie. All of those things require planning and help and time and effort, and that plan had to come together with more than just me. So I want to encourage you to get some people on the boat with you and excited along with you, but you've got to keep it simple. So how do we do that? How do we remove complications? Just start with the very first foundational steps on how you have to get there. So what does it take? You've got to look at the end goal, right? And then move backwards, but what has to happen first before the next thing can happen? And you guys, again, try to keep it as simplistic as possible. What do I really mean by that? If it requires the doing of somebody else, but you can't have a plan B without that doing of somebody else, that's going to wind up being complicated, because if that person doesn't pull through for you, you're stuck, right? Like you just can't move forward. So create a plan B wherever you can. Try to do what you can of your own doing. In other words, it's great to have support and motivation and help from other people. But if somebody has to do something for you where you're not doing it yourself, that could hinder your goal, that could slow things down. So make sure that what you're putting together is clear cut. It's up to you to get into action, and then just utilize those people around you or in your world in order to put that plan moving forward. So try to keep it as simple as possible. Complicated gets messy, complicated gets stagnant, and stagnant is not growth. Stagnant is dying. We need to grow, we need to move forward, we need to get you propelled towards your ultimate goal. And you know what? There's some people that are watching this right now, they don't have a goal. They don't have an ultimate why. They don't have a dream that's really big, that's exciting, that motivates, that inspires. And if that's you right now, I want to bring you a little bit of hope. I want you to see something that is so much bigger than where you're at right now. So what seems like it's impossible, it's not for you. Maybe right now you're feeling like you're not worthy, or that you're not smart enough or good enough, or that it's just not meant for you to have in this lifetime. I want to encourage you to stop listening to those words. That is not the truth. That is keeping you stuck and playing small. And maybe there's something so much bigger for you to step into, where you can really get to express your greatness and contribute to the world, that one thing that only you can. So I want to encourage you, stop listening to the negativity. Stop listening to the I can't, I won't be able to, I don't have what it takes, because you do. So write it down. Really just make it like your mantra. This is what I'm going to accomplish. This is what I'm going to accomplish. This is what I'm going to accomplish. And then start inviting into your world those ways that can help make that happen. Share that with the people who love you the most, that aren't going to be judgy, that aren't going to say, oh, I just don't think it's for you. Because if it's possible, which I know it is, if you're dreaming it and you see that for yourself, then it's possible. The very first step in order to be able to accomplish it is writing it down and then share it with others that care about you. I hope this brings you some joy, some encouragement, some hope today. But I just know I went lots and lots and lots of years in my life without having an ultimate goal. And now that I have that in my forefront, I'm getting into action and I'm making it happen. So let me share with you what my ultimate goal is. And it is clear. I see it. I absolutely see it. In our public school systems, current day, we are not taught finance. We're not taught money management. We're not taught how to make decisions on what we do with what we earn. And it's unfortunate because it is costing us tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars throughout our lifetime to borrow money. And money mismanagement causes fights, it causes stress, it causes health and illnesses. It just causes a lot of negativity that doesn't have to be in our worlds and in our lives. It causes grief in relationships. It causes strains in families. And it doesn't have to be this way. So if we can help bring Finance 101, some basic teaching and training into our public school systems, into a way where these kids can start at a very young age and grow in their knowledge and in their resources and be able to be better stewards of their income, their earnings, and how to really make it work for them so that we can retire well, so that we can live well and have even more fun on our journey. That is my ultimate goal. That's part of why I'm putting this out there, is because mindset is a lot of it, right? And then getting into action is the rest of it. So I invite you to be my accountability partners, and I ask you to help encourage me to keep moving forward in making that happen. So my ultimate goal, crystal clear, I've created my plan on how to get there, and this is just the foundational starting piece for me. So what's yours? I'd love to hear your ultimate goal. Feel free to put it in the comments, share it with me. I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna encourage you. I'm gonna be alongside you in that journey as well. So until next time, my friends, stay well.